Welcome back to Fold in the Cheese. It is your man Ethan back here on the mic on this fine Thursday, and I'm here by once again another guest host. Where the hell is Kemper? Actually, I know where he is. He's celebrating his wife's 40th birthday. Congratulations. Great milestone. Enjoy your time, but still do some work. Anyway, a new guest host. We had Jason on Tuesday, and today we have had someone that Kemper and I have talked about a lot. And, I've had a lot of long drives in the car with this man. It's one Kyle Siegert, the Will McAvoy to my Mac.
Yeah, I can't live with a 15-year-old girl being the toughest guy at my desk.
You talking about Lisa?
Yeah.
She's 26.
They all look 15 to me. Sloan!
Are you sure about this?
Not at all.
From, yes, the Newsroom. If you know this show, I'm impressed already. It's a very minute reference, but this is actually one of the shows that Kyle watches. Kyle, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Yeah, buddy, I'm here. I don't want to know what has been talked about, but we've done a lot of fantasy football talks, so let's just keep that going.
Yeah, so now you have been a frequent topic of conversation, whether it be from Nate Burleson and
That's right.
Lion picks. So since we already broached the subject, we already broke the ice here. Let me get your thoughts, because I know you're a huge Matt Stafford fan. You're a huge LA Rams fan. You think they're the tops of the program. So let me just hear, just for the audience, a couple minutes of your thoughts on one Matty Stafford and this Hall of Fame wide receiver he's had in his career.
Stafford. I think my take on Stafford is he's obviously a great quarterback, right?
Here we go.
You can't. Well, let's just. I mean, the preview of this is. I'm not saying he's a terrible quarterback. What I'm saying is that he's been having phenomenal pieces around him since he came into the league. So, I mean, whether it's Megatron, the aforementioned Burleson. I mean, I think what was that? Who was the best number 2 wide receiver that QB's had? I think I had Burleson up there for a while, but
you did.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned Megatron, Burleson. I feel like there's Golden Tate. Yeah, that's right. He was also the number 2 guy there for a while. I just feel like he's had a lot of number 1 draft picks around him. I mean, I feel like they were drafting a running back every other year.
They were.
And I guess my take on it is what he was the 2nd or 3rd highest paid QB in the league for a while there.
Yeah.
And what did he do? I think I always compare him to a Rodgers, or for a while there it felt like, who did Brady have? Nobody. He had nobody, but yeah, he was still winning. You give all these people this defense. Well, I had better defense, yeah. But the problem that the Lions had were, in my opinion, were not the defense always. It was the offense. I mean, they couldn't necessarily keep up. So, I mean, he had good stats because he was always playing from behind. It was like, 4 touchdowns down going into the 4th quarter. But that being said,
which is funny because I was just watching the Monday night game, the Broncos.
I caught pieces of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
The Broncos should never be on primetime anymore allowed. But, they kept showing the stat, like the most 4th quarter comebacks, or the second most. And they would always have Matt Stafford.
I mean, was there 2 or 3 years there where it felt like he was coming back and winning when they were, I guess it would have been like the Caldwell years when they were 9-7 or.
Yeah, they were always just above mediocre. Just right there.
Right there. Yeah, I think the 1 year, like, of their 8 wins or something, 6 of them were come behind, or it was something crazy like that. I don't remember the exact stats, but I mean, he's a good quarterback. And I think after you get beat down as much as he did, as many sacks, I mean, I always rip on the Lions because they never play hurt. That's a guy who played hurt, right? So, his offensive line was bad for a lot of years there. So it's not like I wish him ill, but I think when he went off to the Rams, he made some comment about how it was like nice to be around a winning team, and it's like, come on, Stafford, like, you're the guy that got all the money. You should be the reason you guys win. Don't say that you're on a non-winning team. It's mostly your fault.
But haven't you seen that AT&T commercial where he loves his old phone for 12 years and got this new phone, but he'll never forget his old phone?
Yeah. So I mean, it seemed like Detroit was pretty split on him. I think I heard a lot of people saying either they want him to win or they want him to lose. And for me, it's like, as a Lions fan, you want him to lose because you get a higher draft pick, which I think
true.
I think right now I heard that the Lions right now have the 4th pick and the 12th pick. Is that what it is because of the Rams? I think.
Yeah, so, currently, because they're not sitting very well because they're 3-3 right now. So
right.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, I guess, since I've been back on my 2nd tour of duty here in Michigan, it's interesting to see now, like, since he's gone, that you see that divide. When I was here before, it's like, kind of more of your mindset, like he's good, but it's just so disappointing, so annoying. And now that he's gone, it's like, you still have those people like, no, he was great, we screwed him over. But then it's like, no, It's interesting to see that divide, but yes.
I don't have a lot of faith in the ownership and the GM for a while there. At the same time, I mean, I think he should have done a little more with what he had there for a while. So
we'll talk about you love guys playing hurt. You must love DeAndre Swift. I mean, come on.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just every year their running back gets hurt. It's like, let's go draft another. I think I heard the other day they're talking about they need to draft another running back. I'm like,
yep. Well, I think it was even last season. They were down to like the third or fourth string running back, and you're like, you telling me that this dude they just picked up off the street is better than Kerryon Johnson? Like, why are we just
exactly? Yeah, weren't we talking about that? Yeah, I mean, he was a first round pick, wasn't he, or was he second round?
First or second?
Yeah, he was a first round pick. Yeah. And so I remember that. Yeah, they caught him in the beginning of the year, I think it was, and yeah, they were onto like their practice squad running back or off the street, somebody who wasn't even playing on a practice squad, I think. And it's like, yeah, what were you doing cutting Kerryon Johnson? But now we're playing, guys that were Wayne State security guard. Well, I think that was Bell, right? Was it Bell? Joke Bell, right? Joke Bell was the Wayne State security guard before the Lions called him up or something, said, hey, we need a running back. So
there you have it. Just Kyle's lifelong of Lions struggles and condensed into a few minutes. So
that's right.
We appreciate that. Appreciate you giving the insight. Now everyone knows, because again, we've talked about you, man. Now we can hear it from your mouth. And it's direct from there. But hey, let's talk about a little bit of kind of what's going on around the league. Just a couple injury updates. I mean, we talked about a little bit on Tuesday, people getting banged up, but now kind of as you're getting ready to set your lineups, especially with Thursday night. So first is Rashad Bateman. He's still a little bit questionable for week 7 going into against Cleveland. I mean, he's just been banged up. Clearly, Lamar Jackson needs something. Although I did see a crazy stat that he is currently top 4 in rushing yards, and that's including all running backs. Wow. So maybe they don't need someone to throw to. He'll just run it every time. But Kyle, tell him what your favorite point is about running quarterbacks or mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is the debate I think we have every single time. I don't think you can win with them. I mean, Lamar Jackson is exciting. I watched that game last. They play the Chiefs, right? Was it no? Who did they play on Sunday? I was watching that game.
The Giants, didn't they?
Was it the Giants?
Yeah,
that's right. The Giants. Yeah. Watching that game, it was. He's exciting, but I think for when you get into playoffs, I think you come up against teams that have good defenses, and I think any good defense can figure out how to stifle a running quarterback. I've never been a fan. I think we debate all the time who was the most successful running quarterback. I mean, Cam Newton that one year, right? I mean, he had an MVP amazing year, but still didn't win the.
But then it's just a huge drop off right after that. After 2 years later, he's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
But we can all agree, Steve Young, the mobile quarterback himself, Super Bowl champion. Anyway, moving on. Talking about a non-mobile quarterback is Sam Darnold. He is probable for week 7. Is he going to be the savior in Carolina? Is he the man? So that's kind of going to be interesting. I mean, that's just going to be they're just salvaging all their pieces right now. Where's Christian McCaffrey going? Russell Wilson, we talked about him. He's questionable with a hamstring. Now, maybe that's fine. Maybe that's better that he's going to be hurt because whatever he's doing right now.
I can't decide on that one if it's like eventually, it's like, regression to the mean, it feels like, where it's like that team's got to get better. I keep thinking, buy low on some of those guys or start playing them. But
so would you trade for Russell? Because you got Joe Burrow in your league. So
I have Joe Burrow. Yeah.
I mean, earlier in the season, he's quarterback 5 right now. I'm just saying.
But he's had probably 2 good weeks, and the other ones have just been meh. I mean, I do feel like though. I mean, in terms, I was thinking this week, I feel like I need to make a trade. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, I feel like are going to have a few good weeks here, but I might sell those guys in a couple weeks because.
I mean, now's the time. I mean, their stock is going up right now because
it's going up. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you were to sell them, which I would not recommend, now would be the time. But so anyway, Russell, questionable. Sammy Watkins coming back to Green Bay. I hate Sammy Watkins. He's always good for one good week, and he's always on your bench for that one good week.
That's right.
But I mean, Randall Cobb is out, so Aaron Rodgers needs someone to throw you. I was pissed because I was thinking I needed a tight end this week because Pat Freiermuth is still questionable, but it looks like he's going to play. I was trying to pick up Bob Tunyon, man. He was the only one getting thrown to in the other game, so I did not get.
That's another dumpster fire over there. I don't know about Green Bay, but
they might miss the playoffs, man. It is highly possible. Okay, so this is unfortunate for you. Jonathan Taylor is still questionable.
Yeah, but looks like he's going to play, right? That's what
I know you're on the phone with him because he was your keeper this year.
That's right.
What is the reports coming out of Indy for you?
I think he's playing. It looks like he's good to go. There's to give him some rest. I think.
Okay.
I got the inside scoop. My boss at work is a Colts season ticket holder. So I asked him today. I said, "Is he playing?" He goes, "Yep, he's playing." So
Yep, he's playing.
yeah. So I think I'm good. I honestly I thought about not even putting him in my lineup though because
You can't, man. As soon as you don't, he's going to blow you up.
Right, I know. That's the
You
thing.
know that.
And the thing I think that team is maybe making a little bit of a turn right now is Matty Ice there? Is he starting to turn it around? Maybe they're going to be halfway decent. I don't know, but
As I was saying on Tuesday, like he is now, I think, second in yards behind Josh Allen. So watch out, Matty Ice. He could be coming. Okay, so inside scoop, you heard it here first. Jonathan Taylor playing and a must start on Sunday. Then Tua. Oh my gosh, he's as Coach McDaniel says, he has a laser focus. And is he going to be coming back versus Pittsburgh, defying all medical odds and recommendations? Sounds like he's going to play. What do you think about Tua? Is he going to be pick right back up or what?
I don't know. Like they made such a big deal of it. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger injury than what it is. So,
right?
To me, it feels like it's awfully too soon for them to be, shredding up their concussion protocols. And now it's like he's completely fine, ready to go. But he seemed to be playing good. I think I told you before the season, Waddle and Tua were kind of two guys for me that was like, I feel like they could have, some breakout years. And
yeah, no question.
If it wasn't probably for some, maybe his injuries and just some, bad luck, it seemed like with some of the games they had, I feel like they're in a pretty good position right now.
Okay. So yeah, hopefully he'll be back. Michael Thomas and Saints. I'm about to say St. Louis in New Orleans. He's out again, expected to be back week 8. I mean, they're just a mash in their wide receiver core. So, I mean, he's been out for 2 years anyway. This is just kind of adding to that. He's just annoying. He's on my bench and it's annoying. And then finally, kind of what's going on with Melvin Gordon? He was basically non-existent on Monday night. It is bad graces, whatever it is. I mean, is he on your squad? I can't remember.
He's not. I have Williams.
That's right. You had Devontae. I couldn't remember if you had Melvin too.
Yeah, and we don't have an IR, so I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with him. Is he up for the year, or is he going to come back towards the?
Yeah, he tore his ACL. He's done.
He's done. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't keeping up with that, but yeah,
I thought Melvin was going to be the guy, and he was not at all.
I was in the same boat because I think early in the year I was like, I think you were the one that suggested for me to draft him. I was like, man, I don't know, Melvin Gordon though. I mean, and with Russell, how much he runs, I didn't know if he was going to get but then when he went down, I was like, all right, I'm going to go after Melvin. And
I was trying to get him.
Yeah, and he was already picked up in my league, but
I'm kind of happy I didn't now. So it's kind of it's weird. So yeah, he's a big question mark. We'll kind of see how he progresses. I mean, again, that team is just in shambles right now. So yeah, those are kind of the big names, big updates for coming up for week 7. So why don't we give a little update on our Pigskin Pick'em League? So yes, Kyle is in this league. And again, he started off pretty shaky, not going to lie.
First week was rough.
First week was rough. Then my middle weeks were rough. So although last week, week 6 was kind of brutal for everybody. I mean, there were ridiculous upsets across the board. We all kind of went with one that the other person didn't. So we all kind of evened out. We ended up with 8 picks, 8 picks correct. So no movement in the standings. So Kemper's still out in front. He still has a 2-game lead in front of Kyle. You made it all the way back up to second place. And then behind you is Leslie, that dirty jalapeno herself. She's 1 game behind you. And then I am 2 behind Leslie. So I got some work to do. What
was your upset? You had the Pats, right? Did you take the Pats?
I took the Pats, so that's why I was the only one to pick the Patriots. But what was the one? You freaking picked the Commanders.
You don't like the Commanders, do you? After they burned you.
I was like, there's no way anyone picked freaking Kyle. He would pick the Commanders.
I think I haven't watched a lot of them, but I feel like I've been impressed, at times with them. So I feel like they're the team that could jump up and get somebody.
Impressed with what?
I feel like they're
hanging around, but just not being good.
Well, I feel like when Carson Wentz has a good day, I mean, now he's out, right? How long is he out for? But
4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks. But I feel like when he has a good day, he's a decent quarterback. I mean, I think, do you have McLaurin again this year?
No, I did not. I stayed away. I stayed away from all Washington this year.
Yeah, I have them, and it's kind of a hit or miss, situation with them too. But
to tell you the truth, when Heineke comes back, that might be good for Terry. I mean, they were pretty good last season together, so that might be just what they need. Just again, I was talking about when Cooper Rush comes into Dallas, you feed your horse, like you feed your guy, CD, and so when Heineke comes in, you feed your guy, feed Terry. Like, why wouldn't you? So maybe that'll kind of make the difference.
And I think I guess I really like Dotson too. I mean, so
he's good, but
that's
he's hurt
Penn
too.
State
He's
guy.
banged up.
Is he not playing this week?
I think I need to check that out. Stat boy will get on that for us, but I thought he was out.
He's a Penn State guy, right? That's your.
He is a Penn State guy.
Yeah.
He was good for them. Making those one-handed catches everywhere. But the other Penn State guy, who we'll get to a little bit, screws me over. But anyway, so why don't we go and make some of these picks, man? So how it's worked is, I'll make a pick first, then you go in with yours, and then we'll flip-flop, all right? So usually we don't get to see your picks live.
There we go.
I think you listen to us, and then you pick yours based on ours.
I never have. After you told me that, I definitely thought about doing it, but I've never watched before I made picks, so.
Fair. I like the integrity. All right.
So am I picking for myself or am I picking for Kemper?
No, this is you. These are your picks.
Okay. Yep. So I think I already got them locked in online here, but
all right. So starting with tonight, Thursday night matchup. Finally, it looks like it's one where touchdowns may be scored.
Oh my gosh,
New Orleans Saints
brutal.
Going to the Cardinals. Who you got?
Let's see. Who am I going to take? So I've got on my bench. I have Hopkins, and I'm thinking about starting him. So yeah, you do too, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. So I think I'm going to get him started. What is realistic amount of targets? How much can he open up? I think that's another one where I would never bet Kyler and the Cardinals to go far, but I feel like they have a very good offense that's underperformed this year.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to break out. It's similar to, the kind of the conversation we were having with maybe a Green Bay or with Denver, where it's like, they got to start playing well here. I think I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Okay. You're going Cardinals. Yeah. And again, it's just the Saints are still so banged up for me. And that's kind of the key part. And I mean, I know they got Kingsbury and Kyler locked up for a few years, but this has to be a must-win game because, first of all, the Cardinals are always that team that falters in the second half. And so the fact that it's the first half of the season, something's got to give. I feel like I know Hollywood went down, but I've been waiting 6 weeks for DeAndre, and I'm hoping he can show it. So I'm going with the Cards here.
It's probably a lot to ask week one, but we'll see.
It is, but they need it, man. They need it. So I'll let you throw it to me if you want, man.
Okay. So yeah, we got Falcons, which I've always been high on the Falcons, even through the Matty Ice years. But I'm taking my Bengals. The Bengals are my team right now between Jamar and
Joey B.
Joey B. Jeez, sorry. Yeah, thank you. Who you got on that one?
The Falcons, man, they're pesky, and it's those teams. It's just. They beat the 49ers last week. They've been there's not been one game where they've been blown out or anything like that. And you wonder why or how. This is without doing anything with Kyle Pitts. Ooh, did something just update? Do I just get $1 million? So you would think I know 90% of the world is saying the Cincinnati Bengals, but I don't think it's that easy. And the Bengals have just been so up and down themselves. And this is honestly harder than it should be. I'm going with the Bengals because they should win at home. But I mean, Mariota just has it just being a steadying force. I'm not comfortable with it, but I'm going with the Bengals.
The Bengals clearly have a Super Bowl hangover, right? I mean, it just either that or the teams have figured them out. I don't know what it is, but yeah, just they haven't done, the offensive fireworks that you kind of expect. And, talking about money line picks, I don't know, man. I don't know what the money line on this one, but I think maybe I would take Atlanta here. But I'm sticking with the Bengals. I don't think that it's Drake London. I really like him. I feel like he's fallen off here in a little bit. I think it seems like they've turned. Yeah, they've turned to do you have him too?
I do, man.
You have the same.
Yeah.
I feel like they've turned mostly to the running game. From Atlanta, and Mariota's played pretty well, but not thrown the ball very well. And I think that's the difference. Throwing. Yeah, that's the difference. I think Cincinnati is bound to kind of break it loose. So I'm sticking with them.
Yeah, but yeah, I just do not feel. Oh, doctor.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. Your Lions going to the Cowboys with Dak back. What's going to go down?
Well, I think here's another one where it's like, how quickly does the sports world turn on a team? I mean, it just felt like just the other day that everyone's going like, yeah, the Lions are 1-2, but they're going to be good. People are talking 10-11 wins, and all of a sudden
saying that.
Oh my gosh, you gotta listen to the sports radio on around here more. I mean, people were.
All I hear is the huge show. I don't like that guy anyway.
Well, I mostly listen in the morning on 96.1, and there's a lot of guys calling in and saying,
is that
even
X's and Bros?
X's and Bros, yeah, exactly, yep. And what was that week 2? Or when they lost to the Vikings, right when they were out? That was
they should have won.
Yeah, that was week 3, right? I think is what that was.
Yeah,
or week 4, whatever that was. But I feel like even after that loss, people were still really high on the Lions. Now how quickly this has turned. I mean, 9% of the picks here for the Lions. And for the Cowboys, I mean, they played well, but I mean, Dak's coming back. Are they expecting him to pop right back in, no problem, and play well? It is at home. You got to go with the Cowboys because it's unrealistic here to think that the Lions are going to win this game, on the road. But it's just funny to think that it's this lopsided. I would have thought, it's just surprising this lopsided with the second string quarterback playing in the last few weeks, Dak coming back. It seems a little bit closer than this.
Yeah, but at the same point, the Lions played a second string quarterback in Bailey Zappi.
True. That's true.
Got shut out. So honestly, I was high on the Lions too, with the top rated offense, all that. I had such high hopes for him, and they were fun to watch. I now have Jared Goff. He is my starting quarterback right now. So I was like, okay, let's do this thing. And then again, that game against the Patriots was just so deflating.
I called that one, right? Were we together before that?
Yeah, I picked the Lions. You freaking picked the Patriots. So I think emotion's going to be running high for Dak, and he's got to show because honestly, there was some chirping about Cooper Rush saying maybe he should stay the guy. So I think he's going to come out and kind of show or try and put on a show and say, hey, this is my job, my team. So unfortunately, it's gonna hurt the Lions there, but we'll see. I mean, your Lions got to show something, man.
Colts and Titans, I like this one. This one, I think it took me a long time. I was thinking about this one. I mean, Colts 3-2-1. I feel like their record maybe looks a little better than how they played, but also the last couple of weeks they've had some. I feel like they're definitely on a little bit of a roll. The Titans, I feel like, is Henry finally getting that train going again, that he's playing better.
Yeah, this is a tough one. It's one of those, I don't understand the big discrepancy in the percentage of picks because, I mean, the Colts are playing better. The Titans are, they're 3-0 since their 0-2 start, but it's not like they've been setting the world on fire. No. It's at home. The fact that, good thing we got your insider knowledge about JT playing, but you were a little nervous with him. But, man, this is a tough one. And this is a huge divisional game for both teams. This is kind of, obviously, let's be honest, it's who's going to win the division here. Man, I'd honestly, if he were Kemper, Kemper's like, come on, man, this is my team. Tighten up.
What? Who's picking first? You?
Yeah, I'm going to go Tennessee, but again, not feeling great just because Matt Ryan, the only annoying thing for me, I had him last year in our do it bet board, and he would have great games and then just completely drop off. And that's my only thing that I'm nervous about is that he had a great game last week. He might drop off, and it's in Tennessee. That I think is the slight difference. So I'm going Tennessee.
I like that pick. I mean, I think Derrick Henry is getting that thing going again. I think he's going to probably have another good game. The Colts defense has been good, but at the same time, I think their numbers are the same thing as their record. Their numbers seem better than they actually are. So I'm going Titans, but
going Titans. All right. I know who you're picking in this matchup. Your Commanders.
Did you guys give me some kudos at least for that pick?
I guess. I mean, I should have known because you hate Justin Fields with a passion.
Oh, it's terrible.
I should have known.
And Kemper loves him, doesn't he? He just
loves him. He might be off that train now, but he does.
Justin Fields. Terrible.
So anyway, your Commanders. So just lock it in already. Click them. Just let me hear that click.
No, I'm going Green Bay here. Again, Aaron Rodgers, I mean, it just feels like, they've looked bad. I just, is it possible that these guys missed the playoffs? I think Aaron Jones is probably going to get it going. That's another guy that I think he was one of my draft targets. I kind of looked at his numbers here the other day. Not great, but not terrible. I just feel like it's just
middle.
Yeah, just middle of the road. I mean, which I feel like is a lot of the running backs this year.
It's wasteland.
But I'm going Green Bay.
You're going Green Bay. Yeah, again, it's with wild winds. As you said, if you get them on a good day, they might threaten you. They might challenge you like, oh, crap. But now the fact they've got all this off-field drama with the owner potentially being ousted and all these reports, there's just why is there just always drama in Washington? But yeah, they're kind of a dumpster fire too. Even though Green Bay is not like they're not on fire, but I'm gonna go Green Bay. As he would say, relax. So we're relaxing. Yeah.
Is Rodgers still a top 8 quarterback?
Fantasy wise or just skill wise?
I would say just in the league.
Is he still top 8? Man, he would probably be 8. So
Probably
yeah,
right around there. You got to go with the top 8 quarterback. Then it feels like. I mean,
yeah, that's true. Over Taylor Heineke Favre, whatever we called him last year. So yeah,
right.
So we'll go with Rodgers.
Oh, the Bucks and Panthers. Man, oh man. Yeah, this is.
I mean, okay, I would say yes, it's a landslide again, 97 to 3%. But this was the same thing last week when they played Pittsburgh, like the Bucks. Right. I mean, Roethlisberger is calling out Brady, saying he doesn't want to. Looks like he doesn't want to be there, which is quite possible. Who wants to go to Pittsburgh anyway? I mean, but let's be honest, the Carolina Panthers are terrible. If Darnold's going to be the guy, even if it's not, they're all banged up. I'm going Bucks, but they do not look good. They need to figure something out. But yeah, I'm going Bucks.
I'm going Bucks as well. Brady looks like he should have retired. He should have probably hung in it. Yeah, just should have went out. I mean, the defense is still really good. I don't know.
Their defense is good, but man, did they blow it against us? Like that last drive, the Steelers had 4 minutes. They were able to drain all 4 minutes of that clock. That was disappointing.
Yeah.
Shout out to my buddy Joel. I was trying to help him in a Survivor League. I was like, go the Bucks. The Steelers are terrible. So my fault, Joel. I owe you one. I owe you a few Labatt Blues. So my bad. All right. Now we got the Giants, the 5-1 Giants, by the way. NFC East second place in the NFC, going to the now disappointing Jaguars. Who you got?
Yeah, so I think I was saying earlier, I watched a lot of that Baltimore Giants game, and it's like you watch the Giants, and I mean Barkley gets a lot of attempts. It's like 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards. He gets I think at the time when I was watching, there was like a 15-yarder, and they're like, "Oh, this is the longest run of the game." I'm like, it's just surprising that they're sticking in games and winning games.
Yeah. I mean, both the Ravens and the Packers, they came back late in the fourth quarter to win those games. So I don't know what that is. And the Titans, shoot.
Yeah. Barkley, I mean, I feel like, I think you and I both have him in terms of production. I mean, probably one of the most consistent running backs probably of the year.
Oh, yeah. He's either RB1, RB2, depending on your league, whether it's between him and Chubb. So, yeah, he has.
Yeah. I was high on Jacksonville for a bit there, but I'm going Giants. I think Barkley and I think that consistent running game I think is the key here.
True.
And I think they'll take it down.
Yeah, it sucks because you were kind of seeing flashes of Trevor Lawrence. You're like, okay, this is the number one pick we expected. Now that Urban Cancer Meyer is gone, it's like, okay, he can finally show us what he can do.
Right.
And first 3 games, it looked like it. And now it's just, man,
there's probably still a lot of culture there that's got to be built, though. I mean, this is a team that was, just completely dysfunctional last year, right? So, I mean, I think it's probably a lot to ask of that type of team to win more than 4, 5, 6 games in the year, right?
True.
So they probably are overperforming a little bit.
So they're right there where they should be then, I guess.
Yeah, they're probably on track, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah. But with the Giants, it's just like they're winning ugly, but they're winning. And I think there was some crazy stat between your boy Kenny Galladay and like Kadarius Toney, like 0 touchdowns. We did the math in a couple episodes ago of like how much money he gets per reception. It's like $5 million. It's absurd or something dumb like that. So it's like, how is their offense doing it? Oh, it's all Saquon Barkley. So, I mean, I hope he keeps it up because he's being a beast for our team. So I'll go Giants just on Saquon Barkley alone.
Side note there with Galladay, I mean, how smart do the Lions look for letting him go?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of move they usually make the mistake on, honestly. Right. That's the kind of thing that they would have overpaid because he had that good year and he was kind of a fan favorite. Because, I mean, was he a 3rd or 4th round pick? I mean, he wasn't a very high pick, was he? And it just feels like he was kind of a crowd favorite. So that felt like a reach for the Lions, and they didn't. And it looks good on them now. So, I mean,
now they're actually looking pretty smart, which is kind of surprising. Okay, so now we got the Browns and those same Ravens. Browns, once again, I think we're being surprising early on, but they're actually not so crappy. But now they've come back to their crappiness. So
on the back of Nick Chubb, which do you remember when we were talking about keepers? Right? Remember we were like, oh, look at this guy. He's got to keep Nick Chubb, which he didn't, by the way. He kept Patrick Mahomes. And now he's looking like he should have kept Nick Chubb because I don't remember who drafted him in our league. But yeah, I think he's RB1 right now, isn't he?
Yeah, it's either him or Barkley. They're like they keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
So what do you think's gonna happen here?
I mean, geez, Pete, I think that's gonna be a blowout. I gotta take the Ravens. I don't think it's gonna be close. Again, it's hard to have any confidence in the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, just from the Patriots game alone last week, it's kind of showed that Jacoby's gotten them as far as they can go. But again, it's right. As far as Nick Chubb can carry them, he can carry them far. But I think the defense has been a bit of a letdown. I know Myles Garrett had that issue with that accident and all that, but he hasn't been the same. Defense hasn't been the same. Baltimore, I think, should be all right, especially at home.
I was impressed with that Baltimore defense, especially against the run. Again, I think Barkley is one of the better players out there, and they look solid. So I bet you they'll probably shut Chubb down this week.
I hope so, because I think I play him in a league. So please do that, please. All right, gross fat. You take this one. This one's gross.
Oh man, the Jets and the Broncos. Yeah, I mean, we talked about Russell. We're not really quite sure if he's going to play or not, right? We talked about Melvin Gordon. I feel like the Broncos have all the players to have a good season, and they're just not playing up to it. And the Jets, they made my Lions look silly. Somehow they got 4 wins. I don't know how that's possible, but
how?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, man, I think I have to pick the Jets though, because you know what? I don't know. It's honestly dependent on if Russell plays, which is crazy because he's been so bad. But I just feel like as soon as I pick the Jets here, they're gonna come back to being crappy. Because I was looking at like the box scores, like yes, Breece Hall has been great. He's been awesome. But since Zach Wilson's been back, it's not like he's been lighting the world on fire. He's just over 50% completion percentage, averaging like 190 yards. I'm hesitantly going the Jets. I kind of want to bomb it, but I'm going.
Well, I mean, for me, so I think I had this one picked as for the Broncos, and I'm going to stick with it because I do think Russell is going to play. But if he doesn't play it, maybe I would change this pick. I don't know when we got to lock these in at, but
here we go, Mr. Contingency, like Kemper over here. Well, if their 4th string tight end is hurt, I might have to change this pick.
That's like the backup quarterback, and you know who that is for you to decide who your pick's going to be. I'm going the Broncos. I think Russell's going to play. Wilson's going to play. And again, I think I said earlier, that feels like a team that they're eventually going to snap out of this thing. Right. And going to play halfway decent. I mean, they've got, Jerry Jeudy, they
got
Sutton.
all the tools.
Yeah. They got, I've got him. He's had an okay year, nothing like great, but
right. Nothing flashy. Once again, it's like 6 for 70, that kind of thing, like 7 for 80, like that's it. But
right. So for me, it's like they're going to break out of it eventually. And what better time to do it than against the Jets?
Although the one good thing about the Jets is one crazy thing is they might have the offensive rookie of the year and the defensive rookie of the year at the same time, because Breece Hall, probably the runaway favorite there. And then Sauce Gardner has looked spectacular. He was rocking the cheese head last week in Green Bay. So shoot, maybe he'll go to Mile High and do the Mile High salute, whatever it may be. We'll see. But
it's at the Broncos though too.
They were just at Green Bay, man. They were in Tundra.
Yeah, that's true.
So there you go. All right, now we got the Texans 1-3-1 going to the 1-4. So technically have a better record than the Raiders. What's going to happen here?
My gosh, this is like when you're picking you're picking your New Year's college football bowl games, and you're like, what bowl is this? It's like Raiders. I don't know. I feel like I've watched I think probably none of the Raiders. The Texans a little bit, because I'm kind of curious about Nico Collins, my boy from Michigan there. Yeah. I'm guessing I'm going to go with the Raiders. I think both of these teams
Yeah, with the Raiders, they've shown flashes that they can put up points and can hang with teams. They've just had 4th quarter collapses. And so, and on the flip side, like the Texans have been gritty, kind of like the Falcons. They've been in just about every game they've played, which is kind of annoying. They're hanging around, and then they threaten, and they beat the Jags when we thought the Jags were good. So it's just one of these annoying teams that it's just kind of unpredictable. But I'm going to go with the Raiders just based on the talent alone. You cannot have a team with Devontae Adams and be 1-4. And it's not like you have a crappy quarterback. Derek Carr is completely serviceable, so they should be doing a lot better than 1-4. And they technically should. One was a fumble recovery at the end of the game against the Cardinals, and then the other was a 4th quarter collapse. Like, they should be better than 1-4. But it says if you can't finish games, you can't finish games.
Right.
But anyway, going Raiders. Going Raiders. Okay. Now we got the Seahawks, the 3-3 Seahawks. By the way, tied for the NFC West lead, can we just say, against the LA Chargers, who is Herbert fully healed? Is he?
Yeah, what is going on with him? Right.
So who you got here?
So are we seriously saying that Seattle is in the top half of the league? I mean, is that kind of what we're saying right now? It seems hard to believe.
I just feel like the NFL right now is just weird and upside down. It's gross.
I am a big believer. Yeah, that's true. I did across the board. A lot of teams just seem like, it's just kind of a weird year. It feels like whether it's, from the running, we talked about the running backs earlier, just across the league, it just seems like an odd year. But
I think you're just saying like across the board, offense is down. Just
offense. That's true. Just in general, right? Yeah, I was thinking that the other day. It feels like this definitely is the year where I think for a while there, the mantra always was, defense wins championships, right? And I think when you go into college more so than that's the case. And in the last few years, whether it's, the Mahomes or, Josh Allen, I think Brady, I mean, the Bucs had, good defense, but it feels like for a while, there's kind of been an offensive game.
Yeah.
But it feels like I was thinking just the other day that it feels like this could be a year where you go back to the defense, which like, so what, like the Niners, maybe their defense might carry them. You talk about something. I mean, the Bills do look really good and their defense actually looks pretty decent. So that's where it's like, so anyways, back to these two teams.
Back to these dumpsters.
I don't know how in the heck Seattle can, after what they've done, it can be decent. But I'm going Chargers. I'm a big Herbert fan, but it's just I wasn't a believer for him coming out of college, and he kind of proved me wrong. And I do like that team and kind of how they've operated. And I think I'm going to go Chargers here, and I think that's hopefully he plays and is healthy. But I'm going Chargers.
I really like what Herbert's been doing too. I too just thought, Oregon quarterbacks never work out in the NFL. They never do. Mariota's probably the one that stayed the longest, but it's not like he's been lighting the world on fire. So what Herbert's done, he's the fastest to 1,000 completions in his career, which is pretty cool. Anyway, who's been disappointing for me on the Chargers is Mike Williams, especially with Keenan Allen being out. Now, I think that was going to be a top duo. And with Mike Williams now being the lead guy, he's just completely disappeared. We talked about kind of in years past is his consistency, because he could have huge games, but then he'll disappear, kind of like Tyler Lockett on the other side of the field.
Right.
So it was just, especially watching that Monday night game, he literally was just locked up, just was not a factor. So if Keenan Allen's still out and they can lock someone up like Mike Williams, just like that, I mean, it shows how much their offense struggles when they basically just give everything to Austin Eckler. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Eckler's been on a tear the past 3-4 weeks. Yes. So just on the flip side, I mean, I cannot believe Geno right now. He's top 8. You talk about Aaron Rodgers, top 8. Technically, Geno Smith is your top 8 fantasy quarterback right now. But I can't see him picking it up. I just see him going like this. And so it's just too unpredictable to, you just can't rely on it. So I too am going with the Chargers just because, again, on talent alone, and their defense needs to pick it up. I think it's starting to show signs of life, with Khalil Mack. That was a big sign for them. J.C. Jackson really got benched later in the second half. Hopefully he picks it up. So going with the Chargers here. Going with Chargers. All right. This could be an interesting game. You talked about the defense versus offense. Here it is. For the Super Bowl 2 years ago, Chiefs, Niners. Classic offense, defense. Who's going to get it?
Yeah. I think when I looked forward, I think it was last week, maybe I was looking forward to some matchups or whatever. And I was like, 49ers might be a sneaky pick here. But then they just looked terrible last week. Yeah. What was that all about? I think this team's better with Jimmy G. But at the same time, I do think Kansas for a little bit there, first couple of games, I was like, I think the Chiefs are falling off. I don't know if it was losing Hill or what it was, but I watched them. Was it Bills last week? Who did they play last week?
They played the Bills last week. Yeah.
Is that last week? Yeah. And just watching that game, I was surprising how both of those defenses held up pretty well. So, I mean, is it possible that, Kansas City has a halfway decent defense again,
it's gotten better.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to stick with the Chiefs. After seeing what the 49ers did last week, I can't pick them, but they were going to be my sneaky upset pick, but not after.
That's the thing. Like, I was in the exact same boat. They were kind of my sneaky pick that watch out, like, especially with the way the defense is playing. And if they can get the offense settled, which Jimmy G is kind of that stabilizing force, like they could be the team in the NFC. But then last week happened. You're like, what the hell? They give up 20 points to the Falcons. They were never in it. Right. So, and the Chiefs, granted, they lost to the Bills, who's probably the best team in the league, and they were right there. And it's, as you said, the defense was holding Josh Allen, and it wasn't until that last drive where the Bills won. So I'm just going with the Chiefs just because the Niners are just so disappointing, and I don't think they have enough offensive firepower to keep
seem like it. Right.
If they fall behind, they're in trouble. So going KC. Oh, we got what? This is how we end these two games.
Does that mean these are the two primetime games? Goodness.
Yeah. All right, Steelers, Dolphins. You going with Mitch Trubisky?
Is he? No, I think he's not playing this week, is he? Is he going to start this week?
Trubisky, not Pickett. Right?
I thought I saw that their Pickett's coming back.
Oh, I missed that one. All right, we'll have to get back on that.
Yeah, I was going to say I might have to research that one, but again, I like Miami. I think you and I were talking about this, and they were. I think we were sitting around talking about who are our top, trending teams, and Miami was one of them for me that I thought was going to be a good team, and so I'll stick with them. I don't like that Tua's been out, and I think it's real
quick. You're right. Kenny Pickett in line to start week 7. So
yeah,
correct. So Kenny Pickett.
I heard something that said if he's healthy, he was going to play, which was kind of surprising because I thought, didn't Trubisky play decent? Didn't he? Or
he was the one, yeah. In the second half, he led those drives to beat the Bucs. So
I was kind of surprised that they so quickly kind of went off him. But Miami, I think this one could burn me because I have a decent feeling that Tua gets banged up a little bit and they just pull him, and Bridgewater's out too, right? So I mean.
But he played the entire game. Like their third stringer played for like 2 snaps, got hurt, and then Bridgewater played the rest of the game and blew up. So,
and I don't even know who was there. Even the third string quarterback. I don't even know who that was. But
Tyler Johnson, was that the name?
Okay. So I think it's very realistic. This could burn me big time because, but I'll go Miami.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't. I have zero faith in the Steelers, and I'll take if it's Teddy Bridgewater. I'm a fan of Teddy Bridgewater. You talk about a serviceable backup. I'm totally okay with him leading the helm at home against the Steelers team, which are terrible. Chase Claypool is probably going to be gone in the next couple of weeks. So anyway, I'm going Dolphins here. All right, we know you're taking the Bears. I'm going to take the Patriots here. So we'll just lock it up.
Oh my gosh, I'm not taking Fields. That's terrible. I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah, taking the Patriots. Heck, you talk about a quarterback controversy. Could be Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones, man. I mean, Zappi is the first rookie quarterback in history to have his first 2 starts and have an over like a 100 passer rating. I mean, he's looked good. It's interesting to hear the turmoil coming out of New England that, Mac Jones was complaining that, don't have any tools around me. This is why we've been struggling on offense. And then Zappi comes right in. It's like, I got the same stuff, bro, and we just won 2 games.
Right.
So
Mac Jones major step back this year or what? I mean, I thought for sure he was going to have a really good year this year.
And that's kind of what everyone was expecting of him. They're saying that he was in much better shape this season coming in, and that he obviously had the one downside was just obviously the change at offensive coordinator, obviously going from Josh McDaniels to the split of Joe Judge and Matt Patricia, which was dumb. So I get that a little bit, but yeah, he did not look good the first few games. Obviously, he was hurt, but I'm still going with the Patriots. They have way more talent. The Bears are trash. I don't know how they have 2 wins. The one was just the monsoon game in San Francisco, or I think that was in Chicago. But anyway, I'm going Patriots. Okay, but here's crucial for you, man.
Yeah, right.
How many points are going to be scored? Put in your tie break.
The good news is I never went as low as who was the winner last week? Like 38.
I had 38. Yeah, Leslie had 35, but between us, I had 38.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Sorry, that's right. Yeah.
So what you going with? I'll let you go in first.
Let me see. This is probably going to be goodness gracious, can Fields even score 2 touchdowns? I'll give this. I'm going to go 21. Let's go 21-16. So what is that? 37.
Okay, so I was going to go with 39. So that works out. Yeah, it's because even if the Patriots score, as you said, can the Bears score? Maybe it's a revenge game for N'Keal Harry, so he's just going to be so motivated to come out. So watch out. All right, so there we go. Those are our picks, man.
There it is.
It's all locked in. You get to see here. We only had 2 different ones, or was it one? Was it just the Jets?
Yeah, I think it was.
Wow, and you chose the Bears, so 2. So that was it. All right. So,
Yeah,
Kemper,
right.
we're going to trust you doing your picks. Don't listen into ours. So, we're going to trust you here on this one. But, all right, man. Are you ready for some newsroom trivia?
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Oh,
So,
boy.
in case, for those who haven't watched the newsroom, I think it was you who actually introduced me to this show. I think you bought me the first season, and it's actually really good. It's on HBO. It's literally a newsroom drama, kind of the behind the scenes of one of those cable news networks, and it's just really good. The writer creator is Aaron Sorkin, who directed and wrote like the Social Network, did the West Wing.
Yeah.
I don't know what else he did.
Just a genius guy. It seems like. I mean, just when I read about him, I think almost to the point where he's kind of a weird dude, right?
Yep.
But Jeff Daniels clearly like one of those. I mean, just super smart. I mean, I think everyone thinks about him as the Dumb and Dumber, but that's
he's actually a smart dude.
Obviously, clearly a very smart guy. I mean, I think I've told you this before. Probably my favorite show, and it's one of those shows that I think you can watch multiple times and pick up something new because there's just so many quirky, quick-witted comments
and that's the humor I like, where it's just like quick dialogue. It's just always going, and it's stuff you might not pick up right away. I think that I do have to kind of rewatch this show. It's been a while since I've seen it, so this might be one to go back and rewatch. So it's good. So I know it's probably been a little bit since you watched it, but I do have some trivia questions for you. I'm gonna go. I think they're relatively softball questions, but it's also a tough show to kind of pick up trivia because it's like a lot of characters, all that. But
I mean, you've watched it. I mean, if you think they're hard, I'm definitely in trouble.
All right. Well, we'll see. All right. In the pilot episode, when Will is on the panel, what school was the panel held at?
Oh man. So first off, I think I've heard that people reference that as like being like one of the greatest clips.
Yeah,
in
it's
TV.
Top scenes in TV history. Yes.
Yeah. So I would say that scene is probably what got me tuned into that show. I want to. Was it MIT?
It was not MIT.
Oh,
I'll give you a hint. It's a Big Ten school.
It's a Big Ten school.
Yes. So I'll give you
where did he go to school? No, would it have been where he went to school?
Well, spoiler alert. That's my last question.
Is it?
Yep. So if you want to do your two questions right now, where
in the show or in real life?
In real life. But anyway, so first question: where did the panel take place? What university? Come on, man. Think of Big Ten. Prestigious.
It would have been like it wouldn't have been in Indiana. It's got to be something out east. So it's got to be something like not out east. Or was it like an Indiana school or something like that? No.
Come on, man. It was the Wildcats of Northwestern.
Oh, Northwestern. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You blew that. All right. Well, you're going to make me jump to my last question. So in real life, where did Jeff Daniels go to school? So your Michigan pride right here.
I was going to say, I know that his son goes to state. Did he go to state too as well? No? Okay. He was like a Western guy, I feel like, wasn't he?
Your sister would be so disappointed in you.
Central. He's a Central guy.
He is a Chippewa.
Yeah. His son went to state, and it's about the same age as me. So I had some friends I had some friends who lived like next door in the dorms or whatever to him. So they would see him every once in a while. But
all right. Jeff Daniels' son. All right, so I'll give you a half. So far, I'll give you like a half a point up.
Yeah.
All right. What is the name of the news station they work for? And you can just give me the letters. That's fine.
As I say, WCN.
Oh, close. Switch the first letter.
ACN. That's what it is. Yeah.
ACN. I'll even let you get a full point if you can tell me what it stands for. No way you can. I had to look this up. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Shoot, I can't remember.
Atlantis Cable.
Oh, Atlantis. That's right. Atlantis Cable Net. Yeah. And then, so what? They were part of a bigger family of networks, which was
right.
Yeah, how that went, but
I can't remember that. But ACN.
Atlantis. Yeah. Shoot.
All right. This one is just name 2 real world events that the newsroom portrayed.
Oh man, that was like the best part about this show is the fact that they followed actual real. I mean, the Osama bin Laden one, which is one of the best ones, where he's like.
There's one.
And he's in pain where he's like he takes was it like gummies or something like that? What was he doing? Or maybe no, it was brownies, right? It was
brownies. The brownies have it.
I'm wasted. Okay, I'm completely baked.
What?
Okay, listen.
Oh, no.
No. I'm not going to let you down.
I know.
Hey, we got Obama. Bin Laden. Shh, I got that one out of my system.
Yeah, the brownies, and so then they got to go and break. They were sounding Bin Laden news. That was one of the better episodes. I mean, they covered the election, which would have been. I mean, they were always covering the election, but
Right. 12. Yeah.
One of the first was it the first seasons or first episodes when they were covering the oil spill.
That was the first episode. And that was just what I was going to bring up. So yes, you got two right there. Because that once that first episode, it's right at the end that breaks out. You're like,
right.
Oh crap. Like that's what
Jim is sitting at the news desk or whatever. He's like, guys, there's a big story happening here.
Like, why is it blinking? Yeah. That's just what was just so cool that like, oh crap, this was stuff that actually happened and how it kind of goes down. So yes. I mean,
the Boston
bombings was one of them.
Bombing. I mean, that was a great episode or a couple episodes maybe. There was a lot of good.
No extra credit.
Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. I'm trying my best because I missed a couple of softball early. So.
All right, so you got like 2 out of 4. We'll round up. Last question. So in that famous speech at the panel, the "Why is America the greatest country in the world" speech? Okay, this is a really hard one. Name one of the only 3 things that the U.S. leads the world in.
Defense spending, like more than like the next 10 combined or something.
The next 26 combined, 25 of which are allies.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the best part of that.
Good point.
You're saying I could do more? How many do I get?
I should have just said, oh yeah, I did say name one. You did it.
Okay.
You did that.
I was gonna say,
If you know the other 2, I'd be impressed.
It was like something ridiculous, like something deaths was some like
incarcerations per capita.
That's what it was. Incarcerations per
And then believing angels are real.
That's what. Yeah, great. I mean, I feel like we definitely should go into that clip of that part of that speech right there because that's like the best.
Throw it up.
Throw it up there. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, well done. So hey, you rallied, man. You got 3. I'm gonna round
3 out
up
of 5.
3.
That's pretty good.
That's good. 3 out of 5. Yes, and it really is one of the greatest moments in TV history because again, the question is. He's at this panel at Northwestern and people ask him a couple of different pundits and they're like, why is America the greatest country in the world? Someone says freedom, someone says whatever. And he goes, it's not. And then boom.
Yeah. Well, the best part is he first says freedom and whatever, he says whatever. And he's like, no, Will, I'm going to hold you to a good an actual response here.
Human
and
response.
My favorite part though is like he calls her a sorority girl or whatever. He's like, in case you ever stumble into a voting booth, America is not the greatest country in the world.
It is not. So yes, great.
It used to be.
Again, it's kind of flew under the radar. It's only 3 seasons. Check it out. Newsroom, really good.
Yeah.
All right, back to a little bit of football. Going to our Run Your Pool group this past week. So it was a close week. Kemper edged me by 15 points. Once again, it was kind of a gross week. Kemper got bagel from Melvin Gordon. Again, he got 0.8 points, which is gross. Everyone else is kind of solid. Cooper Kupp did not have a massive Cooper Kupp game. He was, again, got about 16, 17 points. For me, I got a big play from Justin Jefferson. Kyler Murray was pretty solid, but then everyone else is kind of average, so nothing really going there. So, Kyle, I'm going to put you in the hot seat for Kemper, and he may not be happy with me for this, but you're going to make his picks. So I'm just
give me some wide receiver 2. I need the best wide receiver 2 guys here for Kemper.
Yeah, really. I bet I could find Nate Burleson on this list.
There you go. Let's get him.
Just so you know,
Higgins, he's a great number 2 for Jamar Chase. Where's he at on here?
So just so you know, how this works is you can't reuse players throughout the season. So you'll see guys are kind of blacked out, like no Patty Mahomes. Can't use Geno. Sorry, buddy. No Geno. So we're doing quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, kicker, and a flex, and defense. So who is your quarterback? You want me to keep scrolling down? Want me to go lower?
I am going to take so this is a full season, so eventually he's got to pick
so basically you have to pick the top 18 quarterbacks to be played.
Right, okay. I think I will take. I think I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. Did we already pass it? Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence against Houston. Who are they playing? Who the Jags are? Already blanked. Anyway.
Houston.
No. Anyway, you go with Trevor Lawrence. Oh, they're Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right. We need 2 running backs.
2 running backs. Okay. Fournette looks like a great. I was thinking that actually he's been. Did he have a good week again last week? I feel like the last 2 or 3 weeks have been great weeks for him.
Good. Okay, go on.
I'll take him. And I said it earlier. I think Aaron Jones is going to have bounce back. I'm gonna take Aaron Jones.
Did I pass him already?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. There. Okay, Aaron Jones. All right, wide receivers. Ooh, he's got a lot of big names out already. Ooh. Got Tyreek Hill though. Jalen Waddle. Could play them both. Do it.
Yeah, right. Man, yeah, he's used a lot of good names here, hey?
He has. He went big. Ooh, that might be a name. That might be a guy against your.
Yeah, that's actually a great pick. I'll take that. How many do I need? 2? 2. Did you say?
Just get my mouth shut.
Man, oh man, he's scraping the bottom of the barrel here with these guys. Go back up a little bit. I think we need to get a little more.
Who are we thinking? Who'd you want to? I mean,
I don't know.
Both Seattle guys.
I was thinking DK Metcalf because I feel like he's been Seattle with their recent.
He had a quiet week last week, but previous 2 were good.
Yeah. I was either thinking him or Sutton, but I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll go DK.
DK.
Yeah.
Okay. Tight end. He's used Kelsey already. That's basically the only thing you need to worry about.
Well, Andrews. Oh my gosh, Andrews has been just killing it. You said Freiermuth is going to be out this week. Is he?
No, he's back. They say he's going to be back. Penn State guy right there.
Scroll down a little farther. Man, oh man, there's not a whole lot. Again, you got to use 8 of them over the course.
Mm-hmm.
How about Gesicki?
Gesicki? Okay.
Gesicki? Yeah, is that,
all right. Biggest one is kicker.
What about what's his face is back from Kansas City?
Oh, that's right.
Yet? He's back this week, right?
What is his name? It's Butker.
No,
yeah, he's right there. You want him?
Yeah.
All right. Flex.
Ooh.
He was smart. He already used DeAndre Swift.
That was a good pick.
That was dumb by me. I still have him.
Man, I don't know if you want to. Lazard, is that? I feel like has he? Yeah, that. He's not probably. He probably wouldn't be in his wide receiver 1 picks, right? So that's probably a decent flex for him. So,
all right,
we'll take that.
And then final. Oh, what did I do here? Oh, I already got him in there. All right, and then defense.
Oh, he hasn't used the 49ers. Well, that's against Kansas City. That's not a good week. Yeah, not a good week. Oh, I mean, Patriots. That'd be a great pick there.
Damn it.
Yeah.
All right. There it is. So you got his lineup submitted. So let's view the roster. So here we can see my picks as well. You can say your picks. So at quarterback, I went with Lamar Jackson. Who you got?
I got Trevor Lawrence.
Wait, what hairs did I do?
Najee? Is that Najee?
Oh, yeah, that's got to be it. I was like, what the hell? Like, I did not pick Damian Harris.
Najee, talk about letdown. That was you tried to force me into picking him. I'm so
I
glad
did.
I didn't. Yeah.
So that was smart. So, yes, I went with Najee Harris. Then you got
Leonard Fournette, I think, having a bounce back. He's been
on fire. I'm going Dameon Pierce. The Texans, man, he's been good. He's been good the past few weeks.
Aaron Jones, I think Green Bay is on the upswing. I think he's going to join them.
I'm with Mike Evans. I feel like this is a revenge pick. Like, he just was quiet last week. They need to make a statement. Going Mike.
CeeDee Lamb. The one thing I just realized is, who's actually having a decent year, and that's going to be for sure up against Lamb, is Jeff Okudah. He's actually played pretty well. He's actually
been all right.
Yeah, he's played pretty well, as much as I didn't like that pick at all when they picked him number 3. He's an Ohio State guy, I know, but just I think to have a pick for a CB was a bad move. But anyways, he's shut down Jefferson. He's shut down a few good guys. So it actually might be a rough matchup right now for Kemper, but CeeDee Lamb.
I like it. I'm going with the guy who was huge last week, the Lightning for the Niners, Brandon Ayuk, whatever, doesn't matter.
DK Metcalf for the surging Seattle.
Surging Seattle. I like it.
Geno Smith's going to get him the ball.
Tight end. I haven't used him yet. Mark Andrews. Let's go. Come on.
And I am going with what is Gesicki? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Gesicki.
Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, Mike
Gesicki.
Gesicki.
I'm just going Ravens heavy with Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Justin Tucker.
Yeah, so, yeah. Harrison Butker for me on his way back from the as a good bounce back week for him, I think so.
Okay. And then I'm going with Travis Etienne in my flex.
Man, that was one of my sleeper picks early in my draft. He got grabbed pretty quickly, but he's not. I mean, that's a pretty bad year for him, hasn't it?
I mean, he just hasn't had the opportunities because James Robinson, who thought he was going to be back from his Achilles, but here he is.
Right. Once again, kind of a theme for the episode for me. I think Green Bay is going to be a bounce back, and Lazard, I think, is going to be an opportunistic wide receiver for Rodgers.
And then I kind of went against myself. I guess I made these picks a little while ago before I did the picks and pick them, but I go with the Broncos against those Jets. Oops.
And I'm going Patriots purely because they get Justin Fields, who's terrible.
Yes, this is true. Okay, there it is, folks. So yeah, a lot of recaps getting ready for week 7. A lot of action. Hopefully, it's not as many upsets as it was last week. Like, holy crap. Quick update of our Do It bet last week. So we did a draft of the Seahawks and Cardinals game, which was kind of gross. So I had the first pick. I went with Kyler Murray. He had the second and third. He went with Geno Smith and DK, and then I went with Hollywood. So I edged him. I won that matchup because DK and Geno got him a combined 18 points, and Kyler Murray had 15 by himself or 16 by himself, followed by Hollywood's 12. So I won that matchup. Huzzah. I'll take that. All right. Do you think we should do a quick do it bet for, once again, you're taking over Kemper's spot? You want to do that?
Heck yeah. I'll probably, how much money is on this? I'm sure I want him some money for it.
That we'll talk about that after.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Well then, hey, if you're on board, why don't you make the stakes real quick? What you got?
The stakes. I don't know. What are we?
What the actual bet is. So let's see. Do you want to pick a game? You want to do a draft? Do you want to do how many points are scored in a certain game, or what?
Yeah, let's do can you do like a over under type of
We can do whatever the heck you want. This is your show, man.
Okay, all right. Yeah, how about an over under on that Vegas what was that terrible game that we were talking about?
Vegas Texans?
Vegas Texans. What's the over under on that one?
All right, let's see. What is the over under on that? Give me 1 second. All right, but if you're thinking, what would be your number before I pull up the over under here?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be like probably like a 44.
You're saying so? What would you tell? Well, I guess I'll wait. All right, let's see. The over under on Texans and Raiders is 45.5.
Okay. I'll take the over on that.
You'll take the over, so I'll take the under. All right. So the do it bet of the week is I think the Raiders Texans are going to score under 45.5 points. Do it.
And I got Derek Carr feeding the ball to sorry, blanking right now.
Devontae Adams.
Come on. Devontae Adams. Jeez, yeah, thank you. With some
you have to say do it.
Do it big.
Yes. Well, Kyle, thanks, man. Appreciate you stepping in for Kemper. We've got a preview for week 7 right here. You heard it all here. Kyle not only had one different pick in the Pixie and Pick'em. Hopefully Kemper went all opposite of us to make it a little interesting and I can claw my way back in. But yeah, great episode. A lot of stuff going on. Can't wait for the games Thursday night tonight. And maybe Kyle's Lions can actually do something.
There we go. Thanks for having me.
So appreciate you coming in again. And as always, keep on folding.
There you go.